Hi everybody, welcome back to Vintage Story episode 42, season 2 with me, Sid, and last episode we found iron. And I mined a bit of the iron, and I went back and I mined a significant chunk more of the iron, to the point now where I have got quite a goodly bit of iron, which, you know, is a good thing, because we need iron to move on. Now, I think everything apart from these are all done. That's fine. So that's all good, and that's the one fire brick I couldn't cook. But to work iron, I need a... what's the word I'm looking for? Bronze anvil. Yes, I need a bronze anvil. I can't do it with a copper anvil. So I find myself in a situation where I have a lot of iron, I have fire bricks, but I cannot work a bloom or make anything iron with said bloom. So we need to get some work done. Now, right now, I can make 4 ingots of stuff at a time. And, you know, that's fine. Not a problem. We can make them and all good. I need to be able to make more than 4 ingots at a time. Because I need 9 ingots of bronze just to fill that mould. And... yeah, it's going to take two firings, so I'm going to have to come over here. I am going to have to... really? That is all... oh, I've got some black. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's, in fact, just go with 3 for now. Oh yeah, of course. So we can make 3 ingots relatively quickly, and then make another 3 ingots relatively quickly. Obviously I can cool it down, and then we need to... but realistically what I actually need to do, let me just think about this, because this... why don't I just do this? $55. And 55. Not thinking clearly, obviously. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5 is 5. So that's your optimal. Now, let's go in and add 55. 100. I might as well just pour straight into the anvil mould. Makes a lot more sense. One day you'll be good at stuff like this, but not today. Anyway, so that's the first step we need to do. The other thing we're going to need is we're going to need to take one of our ingots or piles of nuggies. We'll start off clearing that out of the way, because that's 32. Then we'll knock those out of the way as well. That should be enough to start off with. The rest we'll keep in that form just because it takes up less space. Not that I've got anywhere to stick it. And then we are going to want to go and grab these. Now I've got the big kiln, we'll be able to make these a lot easier, but we need one of those, like so. Let's do 2 of those, like so. We'll do 2 lots, because why not, and 1 and 2. That leaves us some spares for later. And then we're going to take these, and we should be able to put 120 of those in. Now, big question. Yes, I do have enough. Excellent. Okay. And then that will give us 12 ingots of iron once the process through, which is a healthy number to start off with, I think. I do need to get some stuff going in here with some more storage though, but that's fine. Take those, and we're going to grab these and go. I'm going to need to do a fire pit though. That's going to be a thing we have to do before long, so that's worth remembering. And let's get those lit. And there we are. That's off doing its thing. Cool. And of course I've got spare tools and stuff set out. Might as well put some of these away. For now, this wall will probably be where I put my bloomeries rather than there, but you know, we may even, well, not may, we will have a dedicated forge at some point with hellhammers and all that stuff, but that is sometime in the future. Right now we need to concentrate on this iron and this anvil, so let's wait until that's ready and I'll be back in a moment. Alright, and very quickly we get nearly did it. And breaks your heart doing this. But there's 900 units of bronze in a thingy-mabobby hoojamaflob. Right. Still got to wait for this lot. Well, we've got to wait for that to cool down, which we can help along, and we've got to wait for those to cook, which we can't help along. So, but we can at least get you going, if I can. Now, ultimately, of course, if or when I get to steel, I'm going to need an iron anvil, and that one you have to forge. So there we go. Let's pick you up, and I'm going to pop you down that way this time because I fancied a change. Now there is something we could be on with. Let me just run 2 ingots of copper with that last piece of brown coal. That will do. And that is, we can recycle this. With a chisel, and that will give us 8 ingots back. And the cost of that is going to be a chisel. Now I don't know whether I can do it with a part worn chisel or whether I have to do it with a new chisel, because you will lose the chisel. So it costs you 10 ingots to get 8. It costs you 2 ingots to get 8 back, which is still not bad. And the other thing we can do while we're at it is make ourselves some nails, because then we can make a chest to go in here to contain some of our lovely stuffs. For those looking so nice. I'm going to Alt F12 just in case that turns out to be our screenshot. It may not. I might do something with the iron on the thing there, but it is nice to be finally making that bit of progress. And I think the first time in single player that I've actually ever made an iron tool. Let's just think about that for a moment. I've never done iron before, single player. All of season 1, didn't manage it. However, chisel, auto. This one we are going to do manually because you get most of the copper back from a chisel. Just have to be careful not to cock up. There we go, one chisel. And then, so you got 12 nuggets back for that one, which is pretty good going. And then we wanted some nails, didn't we? There we go. Don't get as much back from a nail. I probably will transfer over to manual anyway, even if I get one nugget back at this stage. On the multiplayer game playthrough, resource is a different issue, and the resource on that is largely, if I'm brutally honest, is largely time, and that is because when you've got a lot of time to 5.2, 70, still the thing that needs eating first. When you've got the opportunity to have a lot of resource gathering, and you've got a group of people, and I've spoken about this before. Really, I've the concept that, and this goes with Terra Firma Craft as well. Will that work? Yes, it will. Oh, and you didn't actually destroy it. You just took out most of the durability of that chisel. Well, that's fine. I don't mind having 2 chisels, and I don't mind having 8 ingots of copper back. That's always nice as well. Homesteads, farms, communities. Let me just stop my GPU fan cooking. Communities, all of the things that we take for granted when we talk about games like this. We're not one person building a home. They were many people building a home. I think I've got some copper in that. I have. So consequently, when you're playing a game like this in single player mode, it is invariably going to be a struggle for resource. There is no way to avoid that simple fact, because the one resource you don't have a lot of is time. What you do have, I mean, you have time day to day, but you don't have time in the day. Now, anybody who's worked in project management or worked on any project will know that, if you start a project when you have one person, I think that was a cat impacting the door. If you have a project running and you have one person working on that project, and they're working on that project for 7 days, you have 7 man days, or person days, as is the politically correct way of saying it these days, of time. And it doesn't matter what you do, you absolutely cannot get more. Now, you could, for example, ask that member of staff to work longer hours. That would be a thing. Not particularly fair, You're likely to burn out your staff and be looking for new staff members. Well, I've got almost there, almost on the cabbages. Look at that. So in project management, what you do, of course, is you bring in more people. You change the rules. And again, the way of looking at it from in a fairly modern term is, if you think to what you would do is I'll take myself. I work 36.25 hours a week. That's my hours. Typical in the UK, more typical is 37.5, but the university is good like that, and they give us 36.25. Now, personally, I do more than that. Not every week, and not on demand, and not because I have to. I do it because of my position and the way I work, and we have flexible working, so I can do stuff, for example, instead of having to take half a day off to go to, if I needed to go to do an appointment, and for those who aren't aware, I'm now in, what have I been? It's been 5 weeks now since I first had hypnotherapy for weight management, and I've had sugar as part of that. We've had sugar aversion therapy. In 5 weeks, I have not had, nor have I craved, any chocky or anything. It's been great, and I digress. We'll come back to that. Now, in both cases, I took half a day's leave for those because it was 2 hours and it was awkward, and it wasn't a problem. But I know my management and my managers well enough to know that had I sat there and said, could I have that 2 hours in the working day off to go and do this, and I will make it up, elsewhere, they would have been happy for me to do that. So I've got 30. Sorry, I'm trying to get to a point here, and as usual, my ability to get to a point is compromised severely by my rambling. So, effectively, I can do 36.25 hours a week as a normal working person. And that's fine. Now, if you wanted 40 hours that week, you could take on another person for some more time. You could, for example, go and take on 2 people, and then you've got 73 hours a week without actually paying overtime or bringing somebody in to do more. Need to find an empty. There we go. But also what you could do, and what a lot of people would do, is pay overtime. But, and I guess what I'm trying to say here is, you cannot get more hours in a day than 24 out of a single person. It's not possible, and you can't really get 24 out of a single person, because that single person will burn out and die. It is just not possible to get that consistently for any length of time. So you need more people, and if you look at communities or more primitive societies, if you like, I don't like that phrase, it kind of implies this kind of sense of superiority, but we are heavily industrialized and highly technological, and we do things differently now. You would have had a homestead, and that homestead would have had the family or families living in it. It probably would have had workers who were paid to be there, and in the morning you'd get up and some people's jobs would be to go and sort out the chickens, and some people's jobs would be to go and feed the livestock, and other people would milk the cows, and other people would start in the field, and other people would be in the kitchen working, which is interesting where the patriarchal idea of, you know, the women in the kitchen comes from to a degree. It's historical. It doesn't mean it's right, but it is historical. But you'd have multiple people, so rather than me coming down here making my breakfast, then going out to work, I can come down, go out and start working immediately. Somebody else can come down and start making the breakfast. At a slightly later time, I come in, break my fast, which was seldom done first thing in the morning in history. Breaking fast was usually done later in the day. And so on and so forth. And that's how you get work done. Now, the evidence is there on the difference between the server and single player. On a server, within one day we were rocking bronze tools. We'd got shelters of a kind. We'd scouted the area. We'd got food lined up. You know, we were really were booking it. I just want to have a look what's involved in a fruit press. So I don't think I've ever made one of those, gone through one of those, but we're going to need one. Here we go. Fruit press. A tin bronze bar, some fat, some resin, some planks, hammer and chisel. I'm going to guess it doesn't need to be... It just needs to be metal, so we could do it with copper. Okay. Resin and fat. Fat. Resin. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to take 9 because I've got a feeling it might have actually been slightly more. A copper bar, hammer and chisel. So let me just jump that back on. Hammer, chisel, bar, fat things, and 3. Yeah, was more. That's one thing I do like that you can't do in Minecraft. Just the let's move everything around mode. Hammer, chisel, bar. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can't count. I can't count. 3. Boop. Hammer, chisel, bar, fat, resin, fruit press. Lovely. Bonk. Fits lovely. It's almost like I had that in mind. I didn't. I will hasten to add, I am not that advanced or quick that I knew I was going to do that. But it's almost like I did. Anyway, we've got that. These are still cooking, so we can't really do much with those. We do need to pop the chisel back. We do need to pop the hammer back. So let's go and pick some of these. Now I have got 2 choices coming forward. I can make clay bottles, or I can make glass bottles. Right now I'm probably going to make clay bottles, but doesn't matter, we can make either. I'm going to take our bucket, which has got no water in it. We'll pop it in there, and we shall take our blackberries and we shall stick them in. That's 32, and that's going to make me 10 litres of blackberry juice. Or black currant juice even. Do do. Do do. Do do. Take that out. Grab the dry mash. Grab the bucket. Now for that I'm going to need a barrel. What's in there? Rot. Not a good idea to go and tip it into a barrel full of rot, is it? 1, 2, 3. Stickage. Wooden items. No, sticks actually. 2, 3, 4. I think that's right. Boop, 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 boop. I actually feel like, even though I'm just rattling for a while, I feel like I'm actually accomplishing something for the first time in ages. Yeah, don't get carried away, eh? So we'll repeat that. I'm just going to do what blackberries. I haven't got enough of those, and I'm going to think about getting our berry field in as well. I think that's going to be something we want to do. So, but I'll be back in a mo. Alright, so I am going to grab this, and slowly we're going to take this down to the cellar. We're going to seal it, we're going to let it become wine, because I need to make some bottles or things. The other thing I could do with it is cook it and make syrup. So that's also a... oh, I can't put that there. Just stick you there for a second. Alright, let's have that one out. Probably need a bigger cellar realistically, but well, no. Try again. There we go. So that is going to be now fresh for 25 days. We're going to seal you for 7 days, and you'll become wine. That gives me time to actually do something with the hooferator, doesn't it? For the time being, we'll dump you. Oh, you won't go there, will you? Because you don't like that. You can go there. Right. However, we have also got this mash, dry mash. And if we look at that, we should be able to get dehydrated black currant. By that, we just put it into there. There we go. Dehydrated black currants. So we get the juice out of them, but we get those back, and with those we dry them. So if we put them on the shelf, I think is probably the because it does. It says after blah blah blah. What did it? Oh yeah, 1%. You can see the drying status on the. So yeah, lots of interesting things going on with food. However, with a bit of luck by now, we've probably got some iron. We have. Now there's a very good chance that these are hot, so let me get those in my offhand. Yeah. In fact, they're very hot. I don't even know. It might be. No, it's probably not hot enough to process. But that gives us 12 blooms, and combined with these fire bricks, I should have enough to make another 2 of those. And those. And then I get the choice of, do I make glass or not? Or do I make hoofers? But right now what we need to do is make iron. Might as well just pop those in there. I love the fact that you can stick those in and they don't burn the thing down. 1, 2. I need to go and get some. Oh, grief. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That matters. All fingers and thumbs. Light these up. They should get up to workable temperature pretty quickly. And then we can make, well, I'm going to make a pick and an axe, I think. Probably a hammer. And then the rest will just leave as ingots, I think, for the time being, although we don't really have anywhere to store them, but that's a problem for tomorrow. Yeah, that's already hot enough. Let's get you on there. These are not recoverable, so with the automatic thing, so normally what you would do is you hammer off the black, which again, early doors, is not too onerous. You know, and then you're into pushing stuff around, so, and then you probably want to bring those two down, maybe that one across, maybe that one down, that one down, that one down. In fact, no, let's go back up with that and that and that. Let's just bring these across. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Bring that one down. Take that one across. That one across. That one across. That one across. Now that should, if you check it over, be a complete ingot, and then we can just heavy hit those off. There is no recovery on this, so there's your ingot, which you can then work into a pick, which is recoverable. So we'll auto process that. And then we'll recover the iron bits, because these can always be smelted back to an ingot later. But for now, that's that one. Now, as entertaining as that mini game is, it's not. It's fine early doors. This is much preferable. But to be fair, if we're thinking Terra Firma Craft, which obviously where my exposure to Vintage Story comes from, the minigame in Terra Firma Craft was no more entertaining. It was terrible. And even though you eventually, there was a sense of achievement and challenge, which, was always good, in actually figuring out the pinch, punch, bend, combinations peculiar to your world, because remember they were randomized for each save, so one person's experience is not the same as another. It realistically was not that entertaining. Right, you are going to be a hammer. Probably not worth trying to retrieve this one, because I don't think you even get, no, you don't. You don't even get one off of that, but that will. An axe would be the other one, and then probably probably ingots for now. I don't think a shovel would be useful. A falx potentially, but I'm not too desperate at this stage. We have got, well, we need some sticks. We've got the two main tools. Once we have got an axe, we will have the three main tools and we will be laughing. So yeah, let me get that sorted. I'll be back in a mo. Actually, before we do that, it says walking straight into a thing. Before we do that, let's make bottles. Because I'm going to want them. And if you're wondering why I do it like this, this is the pattern that I can again do this automatically just by going to there and then let that do its thing. And that can just do its thing to there. I'll probably go into copy mode. It's kind of swings when you're doing small things like this. It's not a biggie. You just hold the mouse key down. And again, as a mechanism, cute. I do like this this process. However, it gets old very quickly. So yeah, let me get these going. The reason for this is because these can be firing while I am waiting or working the things. Again, this all comes down to time management. And whilst I can't be doing two things at once physically, I can at least be set something running which is going to take time in the background and come back to it. So that's the plan. Anyway, let me get these done. Be back in a second. Alright, we made them all. Let's go and get this thing going. Should have, yes, got those. So the way you use this is really simple, and he says cocking it up first time. Right, let's try that again. You put these out, and the bricks will stack too high. Obviously these don't. I can't put any more in. What the mod could use, the mod that this is based on, because obviously the idea is this is a kiln, is maybe a shelf that you can then add in and gives you another layer to put those on, because that's pretty much how it would work in reality. And then you fill it in, you come around here, you give it 16 peat. Pete, is that you, Pete? Sorry. And you light it, and in 12 hours time all of those will be ready. Now the other thing I could be doing while I'm working on it is these garters, and it's these. I'm not entirely sure how much of everything I've got actually. Weak tannin, that's the strong tannin, that's the prepared hides which are going into there. I'm going to seal those up. No, they go, hang on, that is in, nope, okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll just stick them in there for now. You need another 5 logs. I'm out of sequence. Loggage 5, if you don't mind, thank you very much. And we can set you going and making strong tannin. And then once that strong tannin, that will come out. That's going to give me a lot of stuff. And I need to... these are spoiling. Let's get those at. The drawback to fruit. So yeah, the thing I need to probably concentrate on next is going to be getting the rest of the iron processed up and ready, because once that's processed it's there just to use on whatever we want to use it on. And there's question marks about armor, whether we want to make heavier armor. I have the leather armor upstairs, which is yet to be tested in anger. I definitely need to figure out that one as well. I probably should make myself a shield at some point as well. I'll just put those through for the extra fruit bit. So yeah, I think the next thing I need to do is concentrate on processing up all of the blooms and getting some things. I should also find a table. Must have one somewhere. I must have one somewhere, famous last words, but I bet I know where I can find one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There was one in the corner, look. Yeah, I do need to actually give a bit of priority towards the farming, because it's July. Before we know it, it'll be autumn, and then we'll be into winter again, and I need my food well stocked. So yeah, I'm going to make an iron axe, and I am going to do the rest up as ingots, and I shall be back in a mo. Okay, and with that we have 9 ingots of iron. We have an iron axe, 2,700 versus the copper at 750. You look at the bronze is 1,300 and the iron is 3,600. So seriously big improvements on our tools. Oh, back in a second. Right, anyway, sorry about that. Just minor distraction there. What we got there? Nuggets, malachite. We've got that can go in. I've actually now got this. I could process that up and I could actually work it now. But you see, I now I've got an iron pick, I can actually get meteoric iron, and and I've got some armor, and up here there's a meteorite site. And I just happen to know, because I've done one of these myself I've done 2 actually of these on the Gear server, Rusty Gears, that is a hell of a lot of meteoric iron. So that is probably something we're going to have to do. I am going to have to face up to my inner wuss and go and deal with those Sawblade locusts. That's fine, I think. But before we finish off, let's just double check this. It's got 2.2 hours left to go, and I just wanted to go and have a look and see what our chucks were doing, because I haven't deliberately not looked at them for a couple of... That was a good start. I've deliberately not looked at them for a couple of days, because I was hoping that one of these... 2 days left. I need to put some more wheat in then, don't I? Oh, you swining things. Okay. I'll go and get some grain and put that in. Yeah, this is going to take a while. Generation 10. I haven't forgotten about getting a stable for Jenny here. This is on the list of things to do. It's unfortunate for Jenny that it's not a big priority thing on the list of things to do, because there are things I need to do that are kind of critical for survival, which have to take a degree of priority. Now, how are you doing? %99 dried. Okay, that's dried. There. Oh look, you can actually see them. That will probably go any moment. Any fresh for 77 days. Yep, they've all gone. They've all gone. Cool. And we can use these in cooking, I believe, so we can put them into bread and all sorts, and make fruited bread and that kind of stuff. So we can also use baked into a hardly preserved state. Well, that's what we haven't done it that way. We created by drying or baking. Yeah. Well, why would you do baking when you can do it that way? So that's 77 days. That's brilliant. Right, go and get these chickens going, and I think we'll call this one an episode here, and we'll continue next time. I'm not sure whether to push the meteoric or what. There's plenty to do, but we probably need to get the farms sorted and in, so that will be, I think, my next priority. These are all going nicely. So we need to get more Terra Preta for this, if I haven't got it already, and get that in. If we haven't got Terra Preta, then we need to do it with rubbish stuff. Cabbages are still not quite there, but yeah, getting there. On that note, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.